Hello everyone. How are you? It's meat of the week. Yes, already. It's Wednesday.
It is.
And we're going to make something delicious. Hope you are well and already in your kitchen. Hi everyone, my name is Xing Yan and welcome to Let's Cook with OmniMeat live cooking class. Today I'm with Payal from Community Kitchen.
Hi everyone.
Payal is going to lead us step by step to make vegan dumpling. This is something really exciting. It's very new because we are actually making dumplings, which is very meat-based, something very Chinese, very family, things that we eat a lot as we were growing up. But we are now making into a healthier version, not compromising on the taste. And of course, as you heard a lot, I think, about the vegan diet, plant-based, and very natural, very good for the environment, very good for our body as well. And also, today we are introducing OmniMeat, which is still quite a new product in the market, but actually it's getting really popular because it is amazing. And today we're going to share more about what is OmniMeat, why is it special, how can we use it, how can we eat healthy and also cook easy and yummy food at the same time. So I'm curious, we have quite a number of things on the table here. And I think we should first talk a little bit about what is in OmniMeat.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so OmniMeat is a plant-based mince, and unlike other plant-based minces that we have available in the market, there's so many out there.
Yes,
not so many in Singapore, but across the globe, there are so many.
In restaurants, on the news.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there have been for a long time. And they have always been soy-based. And they have a cottony texture and flavor that is not as good. OmniMeat, on the other hand, is made from shiitake mushrooms, which are full of umami. It's got chickpeas, very high in protein. It's got soybeans, non-GMO soybeans, and rice, which acts like a starch in there. And the flavor is just wonderful. I mean, Shinyan just said that it's a new product in the market. I have actually been using it for a year now.
Oh, wow. Yes.
And I do all sorts of recipes at home with it. My daughter's vegan, and I have been experimenting a lot of recipes using OmniMeat, and they have been fabulous so far. I love the product.
Awesome. Really, yes. Great to hear from Payal that she has been trying a lot of different dishes already with OmniMeat. And we can see here, obviously, we can make dumplings, which is what we're going to make today. And also, yes, like bao. And we have, so OmniMeat has a lot of recipes in YoRipe app. You can check it out. We'll share later as well. And you can see really the nutrition facts also too. It's really amazing. It's very satisfying, very good for your body too. So how do you, when you started to cook with OmniMeat, right? What was your first perception of eating it?
When I first saw the product, I was surprised because it looks just like meat. I was concerned that it's going to be heavily processed, but they say that it's not as processed as some of the other products that are available in the market. Taste-wise, it's fantastic. My daughter was a carnivore before she turned vegan, and she couldn't tell the difference. She loved it, and she eats it all the time now.
Really good to hear that. So today we are going to make dumplings together. And I know Payal's dumplings are very famous. So she hosts classes over the weekends, hands-on classes, which it's always sold out, by the way. So now today you get a chance to learn through the camera to make OmniMeat dumpling. Shall we go to the kitchen?
Yes, please. Let's go.
Let's go. Ta-da! Yes, so we appeared in the kitchen now and ready. So for those of you who have bought the ingredients already, please feel free to start taking them out. It will give you a minute or so. Go to the fridge, take out the wrapper. OmniMeat, obviously, the packet here. The vanilla is 230 grams. We can make about how many dumplings can we make?
It should easily make about 30, but it really depends on the size. If you put more filling in, then less.
Yes.
But regular sized, you should be able to make about 30 dumplings and feed 3 people.
Great.
Okay. And you've got pak choy on the list. You've got coriander on your list. Okay. You've got chili padi, spring onion on the list. You have got some shiitake mushrooms on the list.
Yes.
You probably have got fresh shiitake mushrooms. I am using dried shiitake mushrooms, which I've soaked in water. But we can talk about that in a minute. So just grab whatever mushrooms you've got. You have got tofu. I've got tokwa, which is firm tofu. If you've got soft tofu, that works too. Then we've got tamari, which is Japanese soy sauce. The recipe indicated black pepper. Get either black pepper or white pepper like I'm using today. Either works. And your dumpling skins, which you should have got as well. The only ingredient that was not listed on the recipe is ginger. I love adding ginger to my dumplings, and I think it's an essential part of dumpling making. So grab a piece of ginger if you've got it. If you don't have it, get some garlic instead. If you don't have any, it's okay. Do it next time. Okay?
Sounds good. So now we've got all the ingredients out. And as this is a very interactive class, so feel free to switch on your webcam so we can see you. And if you have any questions, please type into the chat box, whether it's about OmniMeat. OmniMeat has a Chinese name too. It's called Xing Shan Rou. I really like the name. It's very kind to in terms of to our body and to our environment. Also, we will share more about how to include more plant-based food into our diet as well. Also, we'll share a bit more about what's exciting about OmniMeat. We are running a big promotion coming up from tomorrow onwards. So stay tuned and we will share more. Shall we start to make the dumplings?
Yes, of course. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is get your packet of OmniMeat out. This should be about 230 grams as it says. Pull it out, open it, and take it out in a large bowl. We've got a bowl right there at the back. All right. And just scoop it all out into the bowl. Let me grab a spoon for you. Could you hold that for me?
So as you can see, this is, when you open it, this is thawed. Because when you buy OmniMeat, they're frozen, so they can keep fresh for a very long time. And before you use it, you can just thaw it and look at the fresh pink color.
Yeah. Now it's best to leave it in the fridge until it thaws. Takes a few hours to thaw in the fridge because it's quite flat, so it thaws very quickly. If you don't have time, you can put it in a basin of water, the closed packet, and it thaws pretty quickly outside as well if you haven't had time to leave it in the fridge.
I just want to add that it's certified vegan and there's no onion or garlic in OmniMeat. So if you don't consume any onion and garlic, you don't have to worry about it. And obviously in the recipe, then you don't have to add onion or garlic.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that's all out. It's very sticky.
Yes.
We've got some in there still in the corner. I'm going to pull it all out. So do that. Get it all out. And once you've got it out in the bowl, you're going to start by mixing it because it's quite crumbly. Do you want to show the camera?
Yes.
It's quite crumbly right now.
And unlike raw meat, it smells pretty good already.
Yeah, it does actually.
Yeah. So the texture, as you can see. So that's why I think it's really suitable to make dumplings because it actually has this texture, this consistency.
The texture is great. It's great for a lot of meat-based dishes, actually. Okay, so you're going to help me by basically just mix it for a few minutes until it starts to break down a bit and gets sticky.
Okay. Happy to do that.
We do this with meat-based dumplings as well. We always mix them to break down the protein.
Yes. And the difference in this process is probably like if we use meat, right? And we have to marinate, we have to wait and add some like Chinese wine because to remove that.
Yeah, especially pork. Pork is a smelly meat, and you often add Shaoxing wine to it. But here, there's no need to add any Shaoxing wine to it at all. And it's quite salty as well. It's got salt in it, so be careful when you're using it.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's get started with the vegetables while you're mixing this.
Yes.
Okay, so just keep mixing in one direction in a circle.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, until it gets sticky.
Yes, in one direction.
Yeah.
Payal is very kind to guide me.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to get started with chopping the vegetables. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to get started with some pak choy, which I have here, and we're using only the leaves. All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to get rid of the stalk. I don't need that, and just bring the leaves together and chop them really fine. And you should all be doing that right now. And instead of pak choy, if you want to use other seasonal vegetables of your choice in this recipe, you totally can.
Yes.
I find water chestnuts are great because they add a beautiful crunch to it.
That's right.
To dumplings. And things like daikon, a small amount, bamboo shoots, even chopped carrots are great in this recipe.
I like black fungus too.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can replace your shiitake mushrooms with black fungus if you like. All right, so keep chopping until it's quite fine. And as I chop my vegetables and this gets sticky, I'm going to start adding all my vegetables into the mix, and then you can mix it all together later on. So once I start adding the vegetables, just stop mixing for a few minutes. And once I'm done chopping and adding all the ingredients, you can give it a final stir. Okay, is it sticky enough now?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
I think the cameraman, can you help to make sure that we show?
Yeah, okay. All right, so we're going to add the vegetables in there. So just stop there for a minute now. Okay. Now, if you've got fresh shiitake, you are going to simply get rid of the stalk, okay, with a pair of scissors, and then slice it up like I show you. If you've got dried shiitake that has been rehydrated like mine,
yes,
this is what you're going to do. You're going to squeeze the excess water out. Okay. You don't need that excess water because that will make your dumpling all soggy.
I see. Okay. How long have you soaked them for?
About 6 hours. Yeah, about 6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah.
They're beautiful and it's like so soft now.
And you can smell. You can smell the flavor.
I can smell the unami already. Like it smells woody.
Yeah.
Earthy and
All right, so I'm going to get rid of that stalk because I don't need that. It's quite fibrous, so we don't use the stalk. And do the same with fresh shiitake as well. Get rid of the stalk. Now, I like using dried shiitake over fresh shiitake. In general, I like using dried mushrooms over fresh mushrooms because they have more flavor. The flavors get more complex as your protein changes in there.
Do we keep?
No, just leave that in there. Okay. We don't need it. And this is how you chop your fresh or your dried shiitake, exactly the same way. Can we all see? Yeah.
Okay.
So slice it thinly first. Okay. And once you've sliced it thinly, rotate it at a 90-degree angle and chop it further. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing with all of them. Slice thinly and then rotate at a 90-degree angle and then chop further.
So like they're like small like dice cubes.
Yeah. And chop them quite fine.
Actually, bok choy and shiitake mushroom really pass well
together.
Yes. And especially also with some like very, because the two, one is very fresh and the one has this earthy taste.
Right. Lots of flavor.
Actually a lot of vegetarians like dumplings, they use this mushroom as the base.
Yeah.
And then just add like bok choy to it. But with OmniMeat, then we add a more flavor and also more meaty texture.
Yeah. And if you want to add more flavor and make them more meaty, I'll tell you a little secret that the Japanese do with their dumplings. When they make gyozas, they add a tablespoon of miso, white miso, and that adds extra flavor, extra umami, extra depth to your dumpling as well. And I do that often with all my vegetarian dumplings. I add a tablespoon of miso paste in there, and that makes so much difference.
Yes, white miso?
White miso. White miso. If you have red miso already, use half the quantity because red miso is stronger than white miso. We're going to scrape that all in. Don't mix it yet. We still have a few more ingredients to go in. Okay.
I'm a bit impatient. I really want to mix.
Yeah, we all are.
It's very fun.
Okay. So I've got some tokwa here. Is everyone on task? Should we check? Give me a thumbs up if you are on task so we can move on to the next step. Okay, let's have a look at our... Do we see lots of thumbs up? Cameraman? Looks like we're the only people cooking. Okay, good. All right, so we are going to open up the packet of tokwa that I have here. And I am using only half of it, okay? Not all of it, because this is too much tofu, all right? So you use about 100 grams of tofu, and that's all you need. The rest can go in the fridge. You can use it another time. And you can either chop this fine, or you can simply crumble it using your hands, because it's tokwa.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so this is all you do. It's
Crumble is
easy.
really good.
Yeah, just crumble it using your hands.
Are these tau kwa cooked? Actually pre-cooked?
No, it's not pre-cooked.
Okay.
Tofu is not pre-cooked.
Tofu is not pre-cooked. Yeah.
It's basically just a slab of soy solids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like OmniMeat too, yes.
Yeah.
They are not cooked, so we have to cook them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do not eat right out the packet.
No, don't eat it raw out of a packet. I mean, tofu can be eaten raw out of a packet because
even though
it's different.
they are yummy, yes.
Yeah, it's different. Okay. All right. So you've got all your three main ingredients mixed up.
Yes.
Okay. In there, not mixed up, in there already, and we're adding some seasoning to it.
Yes.
I am going to add a good sprinkle of white pepper in there, or you can use black pepper if you like.
Yes.
Okay. And I have some tamari here. Okay. All right. And I am going to add.
What is tamari?
Okay. So tamari is Japanese soy sauce. It's slightly different from your regular soy sauce. It has more umami, more depth of flavor because it's actually a byproduct. Not a lot of people know this. It's a byproduct of miso paste.
Okay.
So when miso is made, the byproduct is tamari.
I learned something.
Most tamari is gluten-free, whereas soy sauce is not gluten-free.
Yes.
Yeah, but always check your packaging though.
Yes.
When you buy tamari, if you're gluten-free for health reasons, or if you're intolerant or have celiac disease, you must always check for the gluten-free label because sometimes tamari does contain a small amount of gluten. Okay, so we're gonna be using 1 tablespoon of this stuff, and by the way, it's less salty as well compared to soy sauce compared to regular soy sauce.
We have a flavor, but we don't need just so much of the saltiness.
Yep.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful sauce, and you can use it by itself for dipping as well. Okay, so that's what we've got, and then I have some coriander. You can use spring onion instead of coriander, or even Chinese chives work beautifully. Just different flavors.
Yes.
Okay.
Depends on what you get in the market today.
Yeah. So we're going to be using some coriander. Okay. Take a handful of coriander and remove the roots. You don't need the roots, but you keep most of the stem. All right. And then you chop it finely.
Yeah. It smells so fresh, the coriander.
And this is going to freshen it up, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. But spring onion works beautifully. So do Chinese chives. Okay, there we go. All in there. And now you can start to mix it.
Yay!
Basically fold it in so we don't, like my tofu is tokwa. It's quite firm, so it won't fall apart. But if you've got Chinese tofu, which is really soft, it's better to just fold it in very gently. Okay, so you don't disintegrate the tofu completely.
Yes, completely. Yeah. You want to give them a good mix so that they are evenly mixed
and incorporated.
Okay.
So the last thing I'm going to add to this, or I could have actually added it earlier as well, is the ginger. Okay. So if you haven't got it, it's fine. That's why I left it out. Leave it out if you don't have it. But if you do have it, I highly recommend it. Grab a small spoon and peel your ginger quickly. I have noticed that ginger adds a lot of flavor to dumplings. In general, it's never skipped. And with OmniMeat, I added a lot. So I grate some ginger, I make ginger juice with it, and then I add it to all my recipes, even when I'm making bolognese, for instance, because it takes the smell away from plant-based mince. If you've got ginger, peel it quickly and then grab a grater. Let's grab a grater here and simply grate your ginger in there. Okay, all of it. So you need a good teaspoon or 2 or more if you like it a lot. I love ginger. And if you want to add garlic, you totally can as well. I can smell it from up here.
Yes.
My piece was about an inch,
Mm-hmm.
and I am adding all of it. All right, just make sure you don't cut yourself while doing this.
Yes.
All right, done. Okay, now give it a good mix, and we will get started with making the dumplings now.
Yes.
Okay, you should also have some chili padi and some spring onion ready, but these are for garnish, and we'll set them aside for now. Okay, and we will go back to these later on.
Yes.
Okay,
What do you think of this?
the texture is looking good. It's looking good. Do you want to show them on the camera? And we will move on to the next step, which is getting the dumpling skins out. So if you've got your dumpling skins in the fridge, you might want to get them out now. This is what they look like. There's our mix. There's our dumpling skins. Get them out. And also get a damp towel to keep your dumpling skins covered or they dry out. Okay, I'll get this out of our way.
Mm-hmm. So we have completed the first part of the recipe, which is making the filling of dumpling using the base ingredients is OmniMeat. And we added tau kwa, shiitake mushrooms, bok choy, fresh coriander, as well as seasoning.
Okay, I have a damp towel right here. I'm going to grab one, make it wet, squeeze all that extra water out. And we will also be needing this board here. We're going to use for our dumplings, that we have folded already, for the folded dumplings. So this is what your pastry looks like right now. All right, these circles. And make sure you get one circle at a time.
饺子皮.
饺子皮, it is. All right, just get one circle at a time. They're quite thin and you can pull them out quite easily. The only thing you need to remember is keep them covered with a slightly damp towel.
Yeah, you don't want them to dry and then they will crack, right?
Yes, they will start to crack.
Yes, and you don't want your dumplings to be broken when they're being fried.
And the next thing you need to do is dust some flour on your board or on a plate. So we're going to grab some flour right there.
Got it. Some flour.
Okay, and we are going to give a good sprinkle of the flour to our board.
Payal, do you have special occasions of when you make dumplings? Or when do you first start to make dumplings?
I started to make dumplings with my children when they were quite young.
Okay.
It was a Saturday morning activity for us. So my kids, myself, and our IE, we used to get together in the kitchen, on the kitchen island, and we'd make literally hundreds of dumplings at once.
Wow. Where were you living at that time? Were you in Singapore? Or?
No, it was in Shanghai.
In Shanghai.
It was in Shanghai many years ago. And that's how my kids learned to make dumplings.
Okay.
And they love it.
Yes.
And at times when my kids are both here, they don't live here anymore. At times when they're both here, we still do it. We get them into the kitchen and we get them to help us make dumplings. And if you see my freezer... I
wonder which is their favorite part.
The folding.
The folding.
The folding is the best. They like folding, which is actually the hardest part.
Okay.
So the rolling comes with practice.
Yes.
I roll, they fold. I roll, they fold. And they're so good at it now that they can't keep up. I can't keep up anymore.
Okay, because they go so fast.
Yeah. I can't keep up with the rolling anymore.
Okay,
but it's always so much fun.
Okay.
And I always encourage people when they come to our dumpling sessions, bring your kids because it's so much fun. And never make dumplings alone. Always make them with a family because it is a family activity.
Very nice.
All right, we're going to place this in a smaller bowl and we are also going to get a couple of small spoons so it's easy for us.
Sure.
To fill the dumplings. All right, so grab a smaller bowl, transfer everything in here into the small bowl, and we are going to get started. All right. Here we go. Every single bit is here. And we've got 2 small spoons right here. Okay.
Yes. I'm going to make dumplings too.
Yes. Are we ready?
I'm sure you're going to be able to tell the difference.
Oh, she's been practicing all day. Look at
my apron.
Okay. So take one dumpling at a time. Take a heaping teaspoon of filling in there. Put it right in the middle.
Yes.
All right.
Teaspoon. Not too big. Not too.
So a heaping teaspoon or If you're using, your American teaspoons, measuring teaspoons, you need about 2. All right. And you also need some water. So I'm going to grab a bowl here and I'm going to pour some water in the bowl because these pastries are not fresh and so they are quite dry.
I see.
All right. And that's why you need some water.
Yeah, we're going to learn all the
it.
secrets of making dumplings today.
Yeah, to seal it, you need water or they won't seal because they're very dry. They've been sitting in the fridge. All right?
Yeah, so water, very important.
Okay, so you dip a finger in the water and
on the edge.
Along the edge, only on one side, and then you fold it over. Okay. Pinch the middle. Okay. All right. And then you can seal the ends. And this is how you seal the ends. Keep a dry towel handy as well so your hands are not wet.
Yes, Danny.
And then you start pleating. So use the top flap here and pleat with your right hand, pinch with your left. Pleat with your right hand, pinch with your left. Okay. I have put too much filling in there. That's okay. Now this time I'm going to pleat with my left hand, pinch with my right, pleat with my left hand, pinch with my right.
So 2 plates on each side and you get a beautiful dumpling.
There, right there. Okay, done.
They don't look exactly the same as the one we showed you earlier.
Okay.
And
then you place it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, look at this.
Done?
Okay. I'm going to try.
Okay. And I will continue making more. All right. Another one right there. Put some filling in the middle. The filling's quite sticky. And then water along the edge, right there. Make sure your finger is dry. Fold it over. Start pleating the top flap. Okay, you don't have to do anything to the bottom flap, just the top flap. Awesome. That looks beautiful. Well done.
Yay.
Okay, so pleat with your right hand, pinch with your left. Pleat with your right, pinch with your left. And now the opposite. Pleat with your left, pinch with your right. Pleat with your left, pinch with your right. And here's another one. Okay, let's put it down. And we are going to cover these up because you know what? They should always be kept covered.
Yes.
They will dry out. So your edges are going to dry out if you don't cover them up. And they won't be pleasant to eat later on. Okay, so you're going to keep them covered and we will continue to make more.
So,
all right?
Usually when we make dumplings, try to make it like a batch. So how do we, for how long can we keep them?
Okay, so dumplings, after you made them, you don't have to use them all. They freeze really well.
Okay.
All right. So these dumplings, we make about 30, for instance, today. And, if I'm the only person eating it, I'll use about 7 or 8 today. The rest can go in the freezer. So you put the entire tray that you've placed them on in the freezer and freeze them until they're rock solid. So for about
solid. Okay.
2 to 3 hours, you make sure they're rock solid on the outside and the inside. And once they are, you can bag them up in Ziploc bags and away they go in the freezer for up to 3 months.
3 months, okay.
Yes. And frozen dumplings, they cook pretty quickly too. So they take about 2 minutes longer to cook than your fresh ones.
Okay.
We're going to be steaming these dumplings for about 8 minutes today.
Yes.
If they were frozen, you'd steam them for about 10 to 11 minutes.
I see.
Okay. And the same applies to frying them up too. So we'll be making gyozas today. And we will be steaming them for about we'll be pan frying them first and then steaming them for 5 minutes. And the same principle applies, 2 minutes longer.
2
for
minutes
both.
longer.
Yeah. Okay. Water along the edge, fold it over, pinch the middle, and pleat on the right first, and then pleat on the left. How are people doing? How is everyone doing?
I think my dad will be so proud. My parents will be so proud of seeing me doing that.
Okay, let's keep making
So what do
more.
you think common mistakes people make when they are making dumpling for the first time at home?
Common mistakes are they pleat both the seals, the front and the back flap, making the seal very thick.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I keep emphasizing to fold only the top flap and not the bottom flap.
I see.
Put your filling in, seal. There's one more way you can do this. Fold it over and you start from the very corner. So don't pinch the middle this time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And start pleating from the very corner. So 1, 2,
oh, wow.
3. Can everyone
That's
see?
a small pleat.
4, 5.
I think we need to
6.
zoom in, cameraman.
Can we zoom in?
And yeah, can we get a zoom in, please?
Okay, so here's one where I started from the very corner, and I'm going to do this one more time.
Yes.
Okay,
I want to learn this.
yeah, this actually looks way prettier than the other one.
Look at
see the difference?
This is the middle one, and this before we start the pleat on the two sides, this is from one end to the other.
Yeah, and we're gonna do this now. Let's try it together, shall we?
Yes.
All right, so here's a pastry for you, one for me. Here we go.
If we don't have enough skin. Sometimes at the end of the when we make dumplings, we have extra fillings. What can we do with them?
You can make meatballs with them.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Okay, so
So
water
another dish idea can make meatballs with OmniMeat.
with the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So water.
This time we start from the side.
Yeah, and start from the very corner. So don't seal the middle.
Yep.
Start from the very corner and keep pleating along the edge all the way around. Okay.
But only pleat one side,
Just
not both sides.
Yes, just pleat one side. This is the most common mistake people make at my dumpling classes as well. They try to seal or pleat both sides, and that's where your skin ends up very, very thick. Your seal ends up very, very thick.
This looks like a seashell.
It does. You can make it sit. So always make sure your dumplings are sitting down.
Yes.
So push it down a little. Make sure it's always sitting on your hand or on the tray that you place it on, because dumplings need to sit in a steamer.
Yes.
Yeah.
To sit, not to fall or
There we go. Okay.
sleep. Yes.
You're doing beautiful. And we continue making more. Here we go.
Thank you.
And we're going to finish this entire packet today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we might actually have a little bit of the filling left over. Now, making dumpling skins at home is also super easy.
Okay.
It's nothing but plain flour and water.
Plain flour and water.
There's nothing else to it.
Okay, definitely some skills.
You just need to knead the dough for a while
Yes.
until it's super smooth. And once it's super smooth, you let it rest. Give it a good hour of resting time, and then you can start folding. You can start rolling and
I
folding.
see.
Okay. Din Tai Fung does 5-gram dumplings. Don't do 5 grams to start with. Okay. Start with about 10 to 12, and
What does
maybe
5
after
gram
about 2
means?
years, the pastry. They measure out the pastry.
Very thin,
Very small.
very
So
small.
when they do xiaolongbao, have you noticed on the display, not just Din Tai Fung, so you go to Paradise Dynasty or Crystal Jade, if you see them making dumplings from the window, from the display,
like the masters.
they're pinching the dough,
Yeah.
and they are constantly measuring it. And their pastry is about 5 grams.
Yes, they have this mini, wing scale.
Yeah. So 5 grams, but don't start with that first. Start with about 10 to 12 gram pastry first. And then as you get more and more experienced, you can reduce the amount of the pastry that you use in your dumpling filling. And trust me, there's nothing like making dumplings with fresh pastry. This doesn't do justice.
I see.
Yeah. All right, so we'll show them a couple more times. Let's do the one that we did first. So pinch the middle, the easy way, and then pleat the top on the right side, and then pleat the top on the left side. I got 6 pleats this time. Okay, and then make sure your dumpling sits down on your hand before you put it away, because it needs to sit in your steamer as well. Okay, keep your pastry covered at all times. Keep your dumplings covered at all times. These are the few tips you need to remember when you're making
I
dumplings.
see. But you mentioned that your daughter used to eat meat, and but now she's a vegan. Yeah. So how has that the experience transformation has been?
She, to be frank, she used to get sick very often in the beginning. So her journey started by becoming vegetarian first. She was vegetarian for about a year
I see.
before she decided to become vegan.
Yes.
And she was sick quite a lot in the beginning.
I see.
And because she was a complete carnivore and she ate a lot of meat.
Yes.
But her body adjusted within the next few months and she got better. And she's very healthy now.
Yes.
She, touch wood, she doesn't get sick as often anymore. She used to get more sick when she was a meat eater compared to, maybe that is, to do with age more than anything. She's older now.
Yeah.
But she looks healthier. She eats healthier, and I am very proud of her.
Yes. And she's active, like
she's very
working
active.
out.
She runs. She takes care of her body, and she eats a lot more fruit and veggie than me. I would love to become her. And I wish I could do what she's doing. I really do. Okay, pinch the middle. More, please.
We have a question here. So in order to keep the dumpling for future use, do you freeze the dumpling raw before cooking or after you cook?
Always freeze your dumplings raw. So this tray, as soon as we're done, this can go in the freezer for the next 2 to 3 hours, as I mentioned, and then we bag it up once it's rock solid. The reason why we freeze it open is to make sure they don't get stuck.
Yep.
All right. All right.
Hope
here
we
we
answer
go.
your question.
We still have a lot of filling.
Yes.
Yeah. This pastry, I believe, is quite tiny.
So I'm also curious, Payal, what are other dishes you have tried using OmniMeat?
So spaghetti bolognese, chili non-carne,
Chili non-carne, chicken con carne, chicken con non-carne.
What else? Your eggplant, your Chinese eggplant with minced pork.
鱼香茄子
Yes.
我们可以做素的鱼香茄子，
鱼香茄子 correct.
但是
That's
一
the
样好
one.
吃，一样美味。
That. What else? I have done a few Middle Eastern recipes too.
Okay.
I've done meatballs with it. There's a Moroccan dish that I do, kaftas in tomato sauce. And all of these recipes are, I believe, on my website already. So if you go on communekitchen.com and type plant-based in the search bar, you should come up with quite a few options.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm constantly posting more and more. It's a great resource for vegetarians. I have a lot more vegetarian and vegan recipes on there than meat recipes.
So for people who try to eat less meat, do you have tips for them to get started?
Start slow.
Okay.
Don't make the change in one day. Okay. Don't become vegetarian overnight.
Yes.
Do it slowly. And I do it at home. I don't eat a lot of meat myself at home, and I started off very slow. We eat meat maybe once a week now at home. We used to eat it almost every day when my kids both ate meat, but not anymore. And we eat OmniMeat once a week. We eat regular meat once a week, and mostly vegetables.
I see. Yeah, because OmniMeat is not soy-based, right? So shiitake mushroom, pea, non-GMO soy and rice. So yeah, you don't have to worry about eating too much soy. I know it is a concern when people try to cut meat, eat more plant-based food alternatives. Protein usually is a lot of soy.
People say that soy is not good for you, but where is the scientific evidence?
Oh, okay.
Is there? I mean, people are constantly telling you not to eat too much tofu, that it's bad for you. Yes, it's non-GMO. If it's non-GMO, yes, it's bad for you. But, there's so much organic tofu out there today, right? And where's the scientific evidence? There is none. So eat everything in moderate amounts, I say. Eat mostly vegetables, eat fruit, and, a little bit of meat if you are trying to transition.
Yes.
And, OmniMeat.
Yeah.
And plant-based meat.
And I think OmniMeat is also because it's also more Asian. Because the products out there is more really developed for the Western palate. But this is really, it's based on, of course, as Chinese myself, I know how much we love pork. And it's we eat a lot of chicken, a lot of pork. And it's good to see that there's a really good replacement for that. I think for transition-wise, it's also really good.
Absolutely. And it tastes so much like meat, so you don't miss it as much.
I can't wait to test. Just a few more. I've actually really haven't tested OmniMeat yet, so I'm really, really excited. Okay, so we have some questions. First is, how much is one packet of OmniMeat? Where can I buy it? So OmniMeat is available in almost all major retailers. So that includes FairPrice, your Hallmark, your Prime supermarket, your Samsung, and Almo as well. And of course, online they're available on Q10 or Raymart. So you can find them in your favorite grocer shops. And we have a great promotion coming up. So usually the price is above $7 per packet. But now we're going for 4 for $18. So that's like a really big promotion. It's only a bit more, $4, a bit more than $4 per packet. And the best is, of course, it's frozen, right? So you can keep them for very long. So, and they are like you say, they're really small packets, so they don't take up much space in your fridge. So starting from tomorrow to Sunday, first time ever, mega price promotion. So don't miss it. Yes.
Yeah, I know I'm getting it.
Yeah, me too. Really. Yeah, it's on my list this week. And then we also have, sorry, I forgot to mention Little Farms as well. If you have Little Farms near where you live. How many dumplings can we make? Is it a question? With one packet of OmniMeat? Yes.
Okay, you can make up to 30 dumplings or more, you know, if you've got smaller pastry. We've got 30 dumplings, almost 30 dumplings in there right now. And yeah, just like your meat dumplings, about 250 grams of meat makes 30 dumplings. In the same way, OmniMeat works.
Yes.
Exactly the same, in exactly the same amount.
Yes. Great. We have another question. To be a vegan, do you take supplements?
B12 if you need it. But other than that, no. Just B12. Because I think the only source of B12 is meat.
Yes.
The only proper source of B12 is meat, and therefore, if you decide to become vegan, simply take supplements. All right, I'm on the last one now.
Yes, I'm also finishing.
And we've got approximately enough filling left for 3 dumplings, and I can just use it for making meatballs. Then again, I am not an expert. I am not a doctor. So do check with your doctor if you decide to become vegan on what supplements you need to take. All right?
Okay.
Do you want to count how many we've got? We're done.
Okay, 32 dumplings.
Awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Right here. Okay, so we've got enough for all of us today.
Yes. I'm just counting. There are 4 of us here, behind and in front of camera. So.
Okay. Shall we get started with the cooking part now?
Yes.
All right. So we'll be steaming these. And we'll be frying them up.
Yes.
I'm going to show you how to steam them first, and then I'll also show you how to fry them up.
Okay, so we're going to do 2 versions, 2 cooking methods.
Okay, so to steam your dumplings, you have to get your steamer out. If you've got a bamboo steamer, that is great. If you don't have a bamboo steamer, you just get your regular steamer, line it with some parchment paper. Make sure the parchment paper has holes in it for steam to rise.
Oh, yes, very important.
Yeah. I am going to show you what I have.
Yes.
I'll bring it over.
Yes. Okay. Or sometimes people also use cabbage, like
yes, Napa cabbage.
Napa cabbage. Yes.
Yeah, you can put Napa cabbage leaves on your steaming basket.
I finally understand why they have holes in the paper. I was like, a hole. That's an aha moment.
All right. So make sure your steaming baskets are lined with paper before you do that, or your dumplings are going to get stuck. All right. And we are going to place these dumplings in a circle, very aesthetically. Make sure they're not stuck to each other. Leave a little bit of space in between. Make sure your dumplings are social distancing. All right.
It looks a bit like moon crescent as well.
Okay. And you can put as many or as few as your basket fits. Mine is a medium-sized 8-inch basket. And it fits...
9.
Is it 9?
Yeah, we can do 10, I think.
10
usually
and 11.
In the middle?
1 in the middle. There.
Yay! First basket. This is mine.
Okay. All right. And then we've got some more here. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Make sure there is a little bit of space in between, about a thumb, in between.
Yes.
So, because dumplings expand when you cook them.
Yeah.
They expand slightly. And you also want to make sure they're sitting down. So push your dumpling down. Make sure it's sitting. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. And we've got some left, which we're going to pan fry. All right. We're going to make gyozas out of those.
Wonderful.
So cover this up. Have this ready. So this is done. And we are going to move on and make some dumplings now.
Yes,
Ready?
ready.
Okay, let's bring the camera over into the kitchen. And we got to keep this covered again while we're waiting. Okay. I need a wok, and you will need a wok too. You need a wok for pan frying dumplings, and you need another wok to steam the dumplings.
Some water in this?
So, yeah, we need about 3 to 4 cups of water.
Okay.
Actually, we'll put the water in this one here, and we'll use that one for pan frying.
Okay. So this one, water.
So yeah, just pour the water in there, and I'll get the gas going. So you don't place your steamer in there yet. All right. Just put water in it, about 3 to 4 cups of water. You just have to make sure that when your basket sits in there, the water level is not above this line. Okay, the water level has to be below this line, because this is your level where you're...
Yes, don't want to wet the dumpling.
Yes, you don't want to boil your dumplings, you want to steam them. So there has to be some space between your water and your dumplings, all right? So just keep that in mind. I've got about 3 cups of water in there.
I'm telling you.
We are also going to fry some up. So right here.
Maybe we switch the stove, Payal, so that we steam on this one. And
yeah,
so
we could do that.
Oh, this is heavy.
It is heavy.
Clearly, I have no muscle. I need to eat more OmniMeat for the
Is this okay here next to the light?
Yes, so you're just going to push it a bit back so that it doesn't get overheated.
All right, and to pan fry our dumplings. Now, don't put your basket on there yet. Just bring your water to a boil first. If you keep it covered, it'll come to a boil faster. Okay, so I'm just going to cover this up so it comes to a boil faster. And here I have my wok. I'm just going to get some oil.
Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, all good. We have the flame on, waiting for the water to boil. And here we're getting ready to pan fry the dumplings.
Okay.
OmniMeat dumpling.
All right, so you have to get a few things ready while this is heating up.
Yes.
You have to make sure you have a lid. Okay, so get a lid.
Okay. Yes.
Here we go. All right, I have a lid right here. I'll keep this ready.
Okay.
Right there. Keep that handy. Get a bowl.
Yes. What oil are we going to use to pan fry?
So you can use any vegetable oil of your choice. Anything really works. Olive oil works too, really. Some water in here.
Yep.
Okay. Get a cup of water in there ready, and also get a tablespoon ready. Okay. So have this handy, and you're going to have a tablespoon handy as well, because we will be adding water to this
So
later on.
At this stage, right, if you made like 30 over dumplings like we did, you can freeze the ones that you're not going to eat tonight, put them in the freezer. Yeah.
Okay. Pan is nice and hot.
Okay.
All right. We're just going to get this out of the way.
Yes.
And we are going to start with some oils first. So you take about a tablespoon of oil. Okay. This is your tablespoon. All right. You don't have to measure it exactly. You can eyeball it. Okay, that's water in there.
Because we put the spoon in water. Not to do that.
All right, your gas is on medium heat right now.
Yes.
Okay. See smoke rising. That means your oil is hot enough, and you're going to grab your dumplings from here, and you're going to place a few dumplings in there at a time. So
can we see?
Yeah, come closer so you can see. Make sure your dumplings again are social distancing. All right. If you don't have a wok like that, it's okay. Just use a frying pan, and that works too. A non-stick frying pan or a well-seasoned cast iron pan also works. All right, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring them closer, and I am going to finish the other 3 dumplings I have here, so I don't have to do this twice. And see how this is browning so quickly?
So quickly.
Yeah, it only takes about a minute to brown. And if these dumplings were frozen, this would take 2 minutes to brown, 2 to 3 minutes to brown. But see how fast that is? As soon as they start to brown, like this, you are going to reduce the heat, okay, to low. Once they're brown, add 3 tablespoons of water. 1, 2, 3. Cover this. This is on low heat right now for 5 minutes. Okay, so we're going to set a timer for 5 minutes. There we go. All right.
Low heat, 5 minutes. Gyoza.
Okay. You can forget about that for 5 minutes. And this is coming to a boil slowly. Still not there yet. Okay. Just simmering right now. Once it comes to a hard boil, you are waiting for it to come to a hard boil. You need lots and lots of steam. If you don't have enough steam, your dumplings are not going to cook properly. Okay. So you have to give it a couple more minutes maybe. When it comes to a good hard boil, we're going to place our basket on there.
Yes.
For 8 minutes.
I just realized making dumpling is really easy.
It is.
I feel like the number of ingredients we need, usually I think when we do a class, I feel like there's like double is like the amount of ingredients variety we need. And I just felt this is, really easy. And we can chill now.
Mm-hmm. You can chill, but not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
We have to make our dipping sauce.
Yes. Right? Okay.
Okay. So for the dipping sauce, you need your tamari again.
Yes.
All right. I have some green chili padi. Do you want to come closer, cameraman, so we can see? And you can use some spring onion for flavor. I'm just going to use coriander because I haven't got spring onion today. Okay. So we've got some coriander right here. I have some chili padi right here. Tamari. Now these are garnishes, all right? I'm going to use that as a garnish. The tamari and my vinegar, which was not mentioned in the recipe, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. This is Chinese black vinegar. Okay, you can use either Chinese black vinegar or you can use regular white rice vinegar. That works too, all right? And the proportion I use is a tablespoon of vinegar to a teaspoon of tamari or soy sauce.
I see.
All right? Easy peasy.
Yes.
So get a bowl and you're going to get a tablespoon. Now, if you haven't got vinegar at home, or if you've got regular vinegar at home, just white vinegar, vegetable vinegar, that works too. All right?
I think the water is boiling. Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look at the water, shall we? Yes, it's boiling away. Lots of steam rising. Yeah. And so we're going to pick that up, pick up the basket, and put it in there without burning your hand. Shinyan.
Oof.
Okay, and we're going to set a timer for 8 minutes.
Do we have enough water?
Yes, should be enough. It's not a problem. Okay, here we go. So, all right, 8 minutes.
Okay.
All right, you can add more water if you like, but I think it's enough. There's enough steam rising in there.
And still 2 minutes more to go for the gyoza, for the pan-fried dumpling. So we get back to the dipping sauce.
Yeah, okay. So for the dipping sauce, you are going to take about a tablespoon of any vinegar you've got. All right. And a teaspoon of soy sauce. Now, it's how many of us eating today? 4 of us?
Yes.
So I'm going to do 4 tablespoons of vinegar. 2, 3.
Yes, I love vinegar.
4. I think women love vinegar in general. Women love acid. I was having this conversation with someone today, how much women love the taste of acid in their food. Here we go. So
I think it's because as we were young, I remember my mom too loves vinegar, so maybe that's why.
Okay, soy sauce. So 4 teaspoons. All right, great. 4 tablespoons of vinegar to 4 teaspoons of soy.
Yes.
All right, the vinegar is going to impart the sourness to the recipe, and the tamari or soy sauce will impart impart saltiness, savoriness. All right. And if you want to add chili oil to this, you totally can. I'll show you what I've got in the fridge.
Right.
And I love it.
Yes, chili oil. Chili.
Yeah. So this is chili in oil. This is Chinese chili in oil.
老干妈.
老干妈.
It's like a must-have, right, in a household.
Yeah. So I put this on everything. I put it on my salad as well. I'm a little crazy that way.
Yes.
Here. So
the way sometimes I look at Payal, I can't believe like she's not Chinese. The way she prepares Chinese food is just very, very authentic.
My heart is very Chinese.
just like mine.
I'm very Chinese. Okay.
No, not this part. I am.
All right, so that's done. If you want to add some ginger matchsticks in there, you can. Ginger matchsticks. Do you want to do that too? Shall we do that too?
Up to you.
Okay. All right. This is done.
Okay. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Can you hear the sizzle?
Yes, I can. Can you all hear?
Okay, see how they've changed color and turned translucent there?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to set the timer for the other one.
Yes.
So this was another 5.5 minutes, maybe?
Yes. So 8 minutes, right?
Yeah. Okay. So let's check on these. You can't do this with your hand.
Please do not do
a pair of tongs and check the bottom of the dumpling now. Okay, so just pick one dumpling up and check the bottom. If it's not crisp enough for you, okay, that means there is some water left in there. Okay, just increase the heat at this point. And
so that the
bottom crisps up a little bit.
Crispy.
Okay. This happens sometimes, depending on your burner. If your burner is a little bit higher than mine, then they'll cook perfectly.
Yeah, I think depends on wind. If there's wind in the kitchen, it really affects.
My kitchen is very breezy. See that? Yeah, I am scared that this might not cook because it's so breezy. So we might want to close the windows.
Let's do that.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. Don't move, and
Okay, right here. Done.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so just increase the heat slightly and then keep checking on them just to make sure they don't burn. See, this is getting really nice and crispy now. Yes? Beautiful. And it's almost time to get them out. So I am going to, when I get these out, I always make sure to keep them upside down on my plate so my crispy bottom stays crispy and doesn't go all soggy. See that? It's nice and crispy right now.
Yes.
I'm going to start to take them out in my pretty plates.
Yes, in the Hello Future OmniMeat Roll plate.
Here we go. So basically, place them upside down so they don't get soggy.
Yeah. I think it's very fortunate in the sense that we get to try a lot of new products in Singapore. And I think especially the New Year's trend, whatever we see, we get it here. So I think it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
It really is a blessing.
Even amid this COVID the situation, right? We never run out of food and all the varieties. So really is it's good for us to try different things.
Okay, that's one.
Ta-da!
And we'll remove the rest and then we can give it a try in a few minutes.
Smells good.
I'm quickly going to do my ginger now.
This ginger is really good because when I make it at home, I always feel like they're not so well pan fried because either it's like the bottom is too overcooked, and then the top is not well cooked enough. So I think I learned that just now from Payal is that you have to add water and then you reduce the flame. I think I don't do that when I cook at home. That's why they tend to be overcooked or on top is too dry.
Right.
Because the water dries up too fast before actually gets to cook the skin in the top part of the dumpling. So remember, after you add 3 tablespoons of water, lower the flame and then cover the lid in 5 minutes. Then you check. And then if they were not cooked enough, you can fry them again a little bit more. And ta-da, voila.
Okay. All right, let's put them down and show everyone how to cut ginger slivers for this recipe.
Okay.
Okay. We've got our chili padi and coriander right here as well. Now, I've got some young ginger here. When you're making or cutting ginger slivers for this recipe, always make sure that you've got young ginger because it doesn't have those fibers that old ginger does. Okay. We are going to peel it with a small spoon again. All right. Get rid of the peel. Don't need this. And I will grab a sharp knife and I'll show you how to do this.
I'm curious. I feel like I want to do a quick poll, like for people who are attending here on Zoom. Can we do a poll? Like, just wants to ask, how many of you actually have are vegan or trying to be vegan?
Okay, I'm going to cut this very, very thinly. See that? My slices are super thin. And continue on the other side, super thin. And you can do this with a mandolin. If you've got a Japanese mandolin at home, you can totally just make your matchsticks using a Japanese mandolin. I don't. So I always just do this with my hand. Okay. All right. Once you've gotten the slices, you place them flat and then you slice them into very thin matchsticks further. Okay, and just make sure you've separated them. Now, at Din Tai Fung or at dumpling restaurants, they usually give these to you in a small tray, but I like to put it in here.
Yes.
So then my ginger pickles a little bit before I eat it.
Yeah.
All right, and I am going to finish this all. This adds a very nice flavor to your sauce, and the sauce adds a very nice flavor to your ginger. All right, all done. And my dumplings are getting cold. Now, if your dumplings are done, don't let them get cold like mine are. Eat them right away.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah. Don't let them sit because they are not nice when they are cold.
What do we do with the chilies?
We can just garnish our dumplings with it. So if you've got a few chili patties there, just slice them up. If they are hot, don't touch the seeds. You know what that is?
Yes.
That is our cue for turning this off. All right, so I'm going to turn this off now, and we'll pull it out as soon as we're done with the sauce, with the garnish, actually. I can smell this. It's very hot.
Yes, me too.
This is very hot. Okay, so don't touch it. Okay, and just sprinkle a few chili patties if you want. All right, this step is optional. You don't have to do this. Singaporeans love their chili, which is why I'm doing it.
Is there a difference between the green and the red one?
Yes, the red one is more mature and spicier. The green one is slightly less hot. Okay. And if you've got some coriander leaves or some spring onion, chop them right about now. Okay. And sprinkle those as well.
Yay.
Okay, here we go. All done. All right, I'm going to place this here for aesthetic reasons. All right.
Oh, we have a question also. How long can we keep the OmniMeat in fridge or freezer?
In the freezer as it is. I think it's good for 3 months. Check the expiry date on your package.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's even longer. Yeah, really the expiry date.
Yeah.
And then in terms of in the refrigerator, I think it's about 48 hours.
So check your packaging and buy and keep it accordingly. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move this over to the dining area. Guys,
we are ready. Okay, so we're coming back here.
Okay, let's take everything there. Let's take this as well.
We want to check this out first.
Yes, so let's quickly have a look at these. These should be done by now. See, the colors changed. They're nice and translucent, which means they're ready.
Yes.
Yeah, they were not like this before.
Yes. I think I've made dumplings before, but I never cook it as successfully as what Payal did. Yeah, the timing is really important.
All right, let's take this over. Be careful, it's very hot.
Woohoo.
All right, just gonna hold it from the bottom. Let's take this over to the dining area. I'll grab us some chopsticks so you can give it a try. Again, don't wait for us. Dig in straight away because dumplings should be eaten hot.
So we have this one, the dummies, and the real one. Which one do you prefer? So before we go, yes, please, you can follow OmniMeat on Instagram and Facebook to get new recipe ideas, to know what the product, when they have promotions. As I share, we have promotions. So from tomorrow onwards, your favorite retailer, you'll be able to see this wobbler. For $18. It's amazing price promotion. It's instead of $7, and it's only $4 something for one packet, and buy it at 4 packets. And don't worry, you won't run out of recipe ideas because we have a whole cook OmniMeat collection YoRipe app from Chinese dishes to Thai to Western dishes as well. And it's really versatile. As you can see, we can make dumplings. The fillings, we can use it for meatballs. They can be kept really long time in the freezer too. And when you use it, just thaw it and then get it out of the packet. And it's ready. No marination required. So really simple. And we also have a contest going on to also encourage you to try a different cooking with the OmniMeat. So we are giving out a goodie bag worth of over $100 from Green Monday. Green Monday is a great association for people who believes in less cruelty, a cruelty-free world. Thank you, Payal. And they have many great products like Beyond as well. And so join this contest. I will send a link in the chat and start cooking, trying this new OmniMeat if you've not tried before. If you already know it, can be more creative and use different type of recipes. So today again, thank you, Payal, for showing us to make dumplings.
Pleasure.
Vegan dumpling with OmniMeat 新善肉.
You have to try it.
Yes, I have to try it now.
Yeah.
Not the dummy.
Yeah,
The real
I'm
one.
going to eat it and say, really good because I made it. So I'm going to let you have a go first.
It's really good. So I want to show you why. Okay, so you can see, right? Like I was just thinking, expecting like it would taste different, but actually really, really tastes very, very similar to the dumplings that you know, really. And I think I like that the texture is really tight together. You have this, very nice meaty texture.
And they're so juicy.
Yes, juicy, definitely. So yes, dumplings. We also made the steamed ones. We're going to show you here.
Want to try one of the steamed ones now?
Yes.
Okay.
And definitely eat them warm. Yes.
Yeah, you got to eat them hot and keep them covered so they don't get all cold.
Yes.
Because there's nothing worse than cold dumplings, in my opinion.
I think I prefer the steamed ones. Because you can taste the OmniMeat more. And then it really complements well the shiitake mushrooms and the tau kwa.
So definitely use dried shiitake. One of the things you need to remember. Just imparts so much more flavor. Yeah.
It's delicious, really good.
Okay, is that it for today?
Yes. I hope those of you who have made the dumplings with us enjoying the dumplings now. And those of you who have not and have seen us making it, hope you get a chance to try it. Get the OmniMeat from your nearest retailer or order online during this weekend only. So from tomorrow until Sunday, get at least 4 packets and even buy it as a gift for your friends or family. I think they will love to know that you care for them. And we're all living towards a more ethical and cruelty-free world. So really glad that we today have a chance to bring something new, something really great for ourselves, for the people we love, for our environment, and enjoying obviously yummy food as usual. Thank you, Payal.
Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us today, everyone. And we will see you again soon.
Thank you.
Bye.